We talked about Cam Johnson coming into the season of wanting to be fit on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And he had a handful with talent, but made a couple of plays, and then obviously got it going from outside. What do you think of his overall game?
I think he's getting more comfortable with the role. But I thought defensively he was really good tonight. In the first half, I think Cat was 3 for 9, and our team defense helped, but I thought Cam did a really good job of fighting him to get him out of his sweet spot or off his sweet spot. And then the team defense around him made it tough for Carl to see the basket. He hit some tough shots in the second half. He got by us one time and, got a layup, but, some of his shots were pretty tough. I thought our defense was pretty good in the first and second pass or action. And then they hit some shots late, especially in the fourth quarter. But in reference to Cam, I thought he did a really good job of fighting and just making sure that Cat didn't get where he wanted to get to initially start to play. And then offensively, he was really aggressive. After the second part of the first quarter, we were like, dude, go, everybody was telling him to shoot the ball. And then he got going a little bit tonight. And he has that ability. I keep saying this about him. He's more than a shooter. He has the ability on offense to make plays at the rim, in the mid-range. He's a really good passer. We just want him to play free, and that's what we saw tonight.
I think you guys season high for 3 attempts. I think it was like 43 or something like that. Well, how much of that was the size of Minnesota, and how much of that was just guys just launching?
Yeah, it'd be tough for me to say. Watching the first half film, when we watched at halftime, the paint was crowded, and we were finding guys on the backside, and so that's probably a byproduct of the way we play, but maybe their coverage, whatever the coverage was, they were switching, and then we beat the guy to the basket, they collapse, and then we find guys. And then there were times where they stepped up in a coverage, which makes you help on the backside. But I can't be too sure about that until I see the whole game.
Coach Cameron McHale had a number of steals that were able to ignite you guys in transition. They were both your leading scorers tonight. Just what does that do as far as making life easier on Chris and Book when they're able to get out and run like that?
I just thought they did a really good job on the backside. When we were guarding the ball or somebody was driving to the basket, they were trusting the guy on the ball, and we were in our steal out defense. A lot of the deflections and steals were on the backside tonight, where it looks like you're going to be in the paint to help, and then you run out to your guy to try to take the pass away. McKell is really good at that. I thought Cam just did a really good job of getting his hand on the ball. The one play, it was a transition play, I think, with Cat, and he just got his hand on the ball and was able to save it, I think. That's just a tough, gritty play where he just has the will to stay in the play without foul.
Yeah,
there's a lot of times where a guy will be in that situation and you'll just foul, and you'll have the help coming behind you to make a play or a block shot. I thought he did a really good job of just being solid in those moments.
You had talked about the all-bench lineup, giving them a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
I know the results probably weren't what you were hoping.
Yeah, I didn't let him go. I didn't like the feel of it at the end of the third. They had us on our heels a bit. And I should have gotten Dario in earlier to match up against Nas. They went with 2 bigs. In the one post-up, I think Nas had one of our smalls down there. He just turned and laid it up with his left hand. That's on me. I should have had Dario out there.
No.
And then they had the momentum. I think it was a 2-point game when I made the change. I just didn't want to put them in that situation. They've been really good so far this year, but sometimes it's the rotation, the play call, or sometimes it's just bad play. It just didn't have a great feel tline at the end of the third quarter.
Why does it be a learning process?
Yeah, for sure. And they all feel it. I mean, they're not out there trying to make bad plays. In those situations, we'll look at the film, but in those situations, we have to read the game. They were just attacking us, and I didn't think we had a good rhythm on offense. They had us running our offense way outside the 3-point line, and we weren't getting to the paint. I just didn't feel like we had a good rhythm, and a lot of that is the rotations or just the way we were playing.
Well, Tim and Mikel to have the offensive nights that they did. Devin is out with foul trouble. No DeAndre tonight. Is that kind of speaking back to the vision you talked about in camp of one of those guys to be more threats?
Yeah, I mean, it gives us balance when those guys are playing that way, and it wasn't forced. It wasn't like they were pounding the ball and jacking up shots. They were slashing. They were spacing. I thought Mikel. His slashing tonight was just phenomenal. Whether it was slashing for a mid-range or slashing for a layup and then passing. We found Biz a couple times tonight. We want to try to grow that environment as best we can. We feel like he can make plays. And I haven't given him the freedom to do it in the past few years, but we feel like he's more than capable. But to your point, we need those guys. I think it gives us balance across the board as far as scoring.
Cam naturally gets chased off the line. It seems like he's really comfortable with that wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind him taking that shot. I think when you show the propensity to be efficient there, but not just taking the shot, being able to read what else is there, and I think he's capable of that. Mikel is as well. I mean, Mikel had a couple of opportunities where he could have taken the shot, and he found Biz under the basket. When people run you off the line, you have to have something else to go to. You can't always get to the rim, and that's why we don't mind when guys take the mid-range shot.
No tienes por qué darle explicaciones a él. No, yo sé, pero él cree que tú tienes que darle, que tienes que darle.
I mean, we have veteran players. I think that helps. Guys who've been in those situations, they typically don't get rattled. And we have a really good backcourt. When you have guys who can handle the ball in those situations, you feel like you can settle the team down by making sure you get a good shot. Chris and Book are really good at that. To complement that, I think that's where Cam and Mikel have grown. We've been in a lot of situations together over the past 4 years. And so when we're in those moments, I can't say you're not nervous. I mean, you're always nervous as a coach, but I think we're used to it, if you will. We just try to play our game in those moments, not get too rattled. Where you're throwing the ball all over the place. We have play calls and packages that help us in those moments. But it's in my opinion, when you have veteran players like Chris and Book and now Mikel and Cam who handle the ball a lot, I think that helps you.
Pushes you down. I know that fucking feeling, and it pisses me off. Pisses me off. Heck, la vainita esa son como las cosas que hace mi mamá también. Esa es una vaina de ella también. Que viene te estima y te tira al suelo.
I mean, Cam spaces the floor 4 or 5 feet past the 3-point line, so that allows for Chris to have space. But in reference to Chris finding Cam, I think Chris is just looking for the open man. It just happened to be Cam tonight. It'd be hard for me to explain to you what Chris is doing out there. I mean, I watch it all the time, but I'm not that bright. He's just really good. I mean, he had 1 turnover tonight. So I don't know how many assists he had. He had 12. So that's 27 assists, 1 turnover and 2. I mean, that's just Chris. He knows where the holes are. He knows where to find guys. He knows where they are. He knows every position on the floor. I think that has a lot to do with it.
I've seen also one play where he pulled the chair out from under Gobert. What was it like it seemed like there was some
¿Cómo vas a hacer?
He's outmatched from a size perspective. I think a lot of the veteran guys, you'll see Kyle Lowry do the same thing. When they're in a situation like that, they'll pull the chair just to use the big guy's momentum against him. Again, I think he's just being a crafty defender in those situations.
Is the league being really clear with you guys about the clear path foul or the transition?
I think everybody's somewhat confused on it.
Yeah.
I thought Cam, I got to look at it again, but I thought he got the ball, and from what I gather, if you make a play on the ball, it's not a take foul. But we've had a couple of situations this year that you could complain about. It's not going to help. I'm certainly not going to get fined for a take foul complaint. Got a lot of kids, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.